All right, Shalom. First, I'd like to start by sending out praise to Yahweh, by Hashem Shai, by Hashem Kakadash, double honors to the elders and the apostles of the will, and salutations to the brothers that's doing the truth and sincerity. This is Orwellian Digital ID. Let me see. On CBN News. So they're going to go into the digital ID. What they're using it for and what people say it sound like, which is the MOTB, and they're going to actually say it in this news clip. As you can see up under it, it says digital ID support collapses as public rejects biometric surveillance. Right, it's a way to surveillance the people. You know, but let me go ahead and press play on this video.
In what's being called Orwellian, British Prime Minister Keir Starmer just announced mandatory digital IDs. Take a look.
And that is why today I am announcing this government will make a new free of charge digital ID mandatory for the right to work by the end of this Parliament. Let me spell that out. You will not be able to work in the United Kingdom if you do not have digital ID. It's as simple.
Look like he's throwing up his pyramid. That means he's down with the order.
As that.
British civil rights activist Emily Emanuel joins us now. So Emily, what was your reaction to Starmer's announcement?
Well, really, truly, completely shocked, but also not surprised. Keir Starmer has been a terrible, terrible prime minister right from the beginning. And I've never seen actually the UK population in such uproar against a prime minister in the time that I can remember anyway. So I am not surprised that he's trying to pull something out of the bag that will try and get him some popular votes, although it's probably going to be completely the opposite. And if you didn't see, or I don't know if you've touched on this already, but there was a march a couple of weeks ago that had over 1 million people come along to it, which was in protest of these things that he's implementing and the state of how the state of the UK is at the moment with illegal immigration, with just this high kind of control of government. And so there's almost like a revolution going on in the ground in the UK at the moment because people are just sick and tired of these policies that he's implementing.
Well, you know, what's interesting is, obviously he made this announcement and he painted it in a way that this would help curb illegal immigration. But a lot of people online are saying, wait a second, you're saying these digital IDs where you won't be able to buy or sell, sounds a lot like what we hear in Revelation 13 when it comes to the mark of the beast. People are wondering, is this like a precursor to that? So let me just read what the Bible actually says about that, and then you can draw the dots together if you think they fit. It also forced all people, great and small, rich and poor, free and slave, to receive a mark on their right hands or on their foreheads, so that they could not buy or sell unless they had the mark, which is the name of the beast or the number of its name. Then the next verse says, "List calls for wisdom." So it does. It does seem like a.
Right, as you can see, the truth is out. They even putting it in the news. Who was teaching this? Starting from the apostles or their elders on down in the minute GMS and the affiliate camps. That's how you know we're getting closer and closer to the end of this thing, man. So call all y'all by Shemal Shah for that. But that it sounds like the mark of the beast, but it isn't the mark of the beast. The mark of the beast, the MOTB, is the RFID microchip that's going to be put in your right hand or left or in your forehead to where you can't buy or sell, save that you've received the mark. But this is a catalyst. This is a Gradulist agenda that they have going on, from taking the gold and silver from the paper dollar to the paper dollar being changed into to them implementing credit cards to them making it mandatory that you use credit cards or mandatory that you use certain cards in certain areas to where you cannot use cash. And now you have this. And eventually it's going to lead to the RFID microchip. but they had already put the microchip in Obama's health care bill. I forgot exactly the page. So everything is going according to a plan, the Lord's plan ultimately. But the agenda of the elites is to have everybody chipped so they can rule the society and have control over everybody a whole lot easier. Basically, a form of declaring themselves as gods, Yeah, and with that being said, they're gonna reduce the population even more around that time of the implementation of the MOTB. But this is a world thing; it's not just a USA thing. So,
precursor, right? You cannot work without said digital ID. Obviously, I will let you, my friend who's watching this, connect the dots if you think that they are there. But Emily, can you just maybe peel back the onion a little bit more? What's kind of the sentiment of British folks when it comes to this illegal immigration? Obviously, he says this digital ID, Freudian slip, is intended to curb illegal immigration. But what's the status like of the British people's mentality when it comes to the current state of affairs when it comes to immigration?
Well, first of all, I find it incredibly hard to believe that this digital ID has anything to do with illegal immigration, because when I have had a job in the UK many times, I've had to show my social security number and my passport. So I've had to prove my right to work in the UK. So this doesn't make sense that we need a digital ID to prove our right to work in the UK when we already have systems in place that allow us to do so. Now, many of these illegal immigrant workers, and I've known some when I've lived in the UK, they don't work normal jobs. They work cash-in-hand jobs. So, you don't actually have to go through the system and pay taxes and all that kind of stuff. So that's not...
So she basically saying they're lying. There's an agenda. That's why he started off, the Lord had him start off with the scripture.
The issue isn't going to stop. The illegal immigration isn't going to stop because there's a digital ID in place. They will find out ways to work, and if not, they will find out ways to receive money from the government. So it's not going to stop anything like that. All it is going to put another form of control over the people in the UK, which the people are currently rebelling against at the moment. So the general sentiment amongst the people I know, but from news media outlets, is that this is not something that they want to see. If you want to stop illegal immigration, there are other ways to do that. Make a secure border, number one. I mean, that is what America is doing at the moment, which I totally agree with. And that...
All right, you brothers can listen to the rest of that. I'm going to get some precepts. So yeah, they know that this is bullshit that they speaking on, man. This is Revelation chapter 13, verse 16. He calls it all. Who? The white man. Both small and great, doesn't matter which level you on. Rich and poor, free and bond. Bond meaning if you're locked up. Free means if you're not. To receive a mark. That mark is charagma, which represents the RFID microchip. In their right hand or in their foreheads, right? And that no man might buy or sell. So you can't buy nothing or sell nothing, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom, because this is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 603 score and 666. It's a man that's pushing out this number 666. It's a man gonna push out this RFID microchip, the MOTB. And it's gonna be a thing. Stamped or what's the other word? The root word is karax. A stake. You can liken it unto a stake, staking the claim when you get them stakes that they have in the land, declaring that this is someone's property. So yeah, that's the agenda. It's a Gradulist agenda. This is Micah chapter 2, verse 1. Woe, meaning destruction to them that devise iniquity. Right, this was a plan devised by the elites and work evil upon their beds. This is an evil plan because they want to ultimately bring in the New World Order, reduce the population, declare themselves as gods, and have the control over the people. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand, right? So they have the power to bring this agenda to pass via the money that they have, the think tanks. All this has been well thought up, the witchcraft, etc. that's involved. This Isaiah chapter 33, verse 6. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times. It's a must needs for you to know that this man's agenda is a gradualist agenda, eventually that's going to lead to the RFID microchip and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure. It's a need, a must need that you're supposed to know to get up out of the way of this event. This is Ephesians chapter 6, verse 10. It says, finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. Right? How do you be strong in the Lord? The Bible. Put on the whole armor of the Most High that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. The wiles is the tricks of the devil. This is one of his tricks. The word is what explained to us what the MOTB was. That Esau is plotting, setting snares and traps. Psalm 64 and 1, trying to bring in a new world order. It says, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities as witchcraft, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, the elites, the Rothschilds, the Illuminati, and all those that are involved to help push this agenda. They do a lot of witchcraft, and that helps them deceive the people, keep the people asleep, from knowing the agenda. So those are things that we wrestle with, that we're up against as well, as well as the demons and spirits that they put on people to resist and come against the men of the Lord. It says, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Wherefore take unto you the whole armor of the Most High, that you may be able to withstand in the evil day. We're in the evil days, and you have to know this truth. There's no other way around. No other way around it. There's no way that you shall be saved. There's no spirit that's going to protect you, whether demon or you think because you got this experience in war and crazy types of events, it's not going to work for you. You have to know the Lord. You have to be of his elect. The Lord has to deliver you from these times. And having done all to stand therefore having your loins girt about with truth, your mind girt about with truth, and having on the breastplate of righteousness, and your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace. That's peace between you and the Lord. How do you get peace between you and Yahweh Shema Shai? Knowing the gospel. Above all, taking the shield of faith, wherewith you shall be able to quench. Quench means to put out all the fiery darts of the wicked, all his trickery, agenda. It says, and take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of the Most High, praying always with all prayer and supplication in the Spirit, and watching thereunto with all perseverance and supplication for all saints. And for me, that so you got to pray, and for me, that utterance may be given unto me, that I may open my mouth boldly to make known the mystery of the gospel. That's for us, that's out here teaching the 144,000, through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai. And with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and end it. Call Allah Yahweh Shema Shai, Bashim Kakadash, double honors to the elders and apostles of Ruel, and salutations to the brothers that's doing the truth and sincerity. Shalom.